Hi there, my name's Sadia and welcome to my channel, Recipes for Littlies. Today I'll be showing you how to make a healthy banana bread. I've made this recipe many times because my 1-year-old daughter loves it, and I love it because it's a really good one to take on the go. This recipe is from Cookie and Kate, and I will link the recipe in the description box below. So this is how you do it. You will need 2 large eggs and 3 ripe bananas, 220 grams or 1 3/4 cup of flour. I'm using whole wheat flour. 1/3 cup of oil. I'm using extra virgin olive oil. 1/4 cup of milk. 1 tablespoon of honey. You will also need 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda or bicarb soda. Finally, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. In terms of equipment, you will need a plate, a teaspoon, tablespoon, a fork, a whisk, a wooden spoon, and measuring cups to get you to 1.5 cups. Here I'm using a 1 cup and 1/2 cup. You'll also need a large mixing bowl and a loaf tin lined with baking paper. Preheat your oven at 165 degrees Celsius or 325 Fahrenheit. So to start off with, we'll peel the bananas and mash them up with a fork. We want 1.5 cups. The recipe calls for 1 cup, but because I use less honey, I like adding a bit extra banana for that sweetness. Want them so they're nice and black. It'll just make your mixture a lot sweeter. I always make this recipe when the bananas are going brown. Okay, so that looks good. So I'm just going to measure out 1.5 cups of banana. That's my 1/2 cup. And the 1 cup. Next we'll grab our mixing bowl. To this I'm going to add the 1/3 cup of oil. As I said before, I'm using extra virgin olive oil, but you could use really any oil that you'd like. Coconut oil works well. I've reduced the amount of honey that I'm putting in this recipe. I just think a tablespoon is more than enough to give that sweetness, especially because I've increased the amount of banana in this recipe. Next, we'll pop in our eggs. So 2 eggs, I'm using large eggs here. And just incorporate those. And I love that texture with the oil and the egg all mixed together. Okay, now we're going to add in 1/4 cup of milk. I'm just using regular full cream milk, but again, you can use any milk that you would like. Just give those a mix. Next, we're going to add in the bicarb soda, cinnamon, and salt. I like adding the bicarb soda in now into the liquid ingredients rather than the flour to make sure that dissolves. If you've ever had a bite of bicarb soda, it is not pleasant at all. Oh, you can smell that cinnamon as soon as that hits the egg mixture. Add in your vanilla extract. Now we're going to switch from our whisk to a wooden spoon. I'm going to add in that 1.5 cups of banana that we prepared earlier. So this is going to make a really, really moist banana bread. incorporate that. And then finally we're going to add the flour. So this is whole wheat flour. I have done this with spelt flour, which worked quite well. The recipe that I'm using provides a whole range of flours that you can use. I'm just going to pop that all in all at once and then just give that a quick mix just until it's incorporated. And you can really smell that banana and the cinnamon. My daughter loves cinnamon. Her new favorite thing is to sprinkle cinnamon on her yogurt. Okay, that will do. You don't have to, doesn't have to be smooth, just like that. We're almost done. So now to pour the mixture into a lined loaf tin. So this is how it looks. I like to give it a couple of bangs just to make sure there are no air bubbles. Now it's time to pop it in the oven for around 50 minutes. So it's been about 50 minutes and now it's time to check on the banana bread. This is how it looks, nice and golden on the top. You can press the top gently and it should spring back. And if you put a toothpick in, it should come out clean. Next, you want to cool this for about 10 minutes in the tray, and then you can remove it and finish cooling on a cooling rack. So now that we've waited patiently for this to cool down, let's give this a taste, my favorite part. So we'll just slice that, just cut a few slices. Still nice and warm. You can see it's really nice and moist. Very banana-y. And I think it's good that it's not too sweet. One loaf will give you about 10 slices. You can eat it on its own, or if you would like it a bit sweeter, drizzle some honey on the top, or toasted with a bit of peanut butter or regular butter is also quite nice. Here are my top tips. Number 1, use ripe bananas. The browner, the better. If you are in a pickle and aren't using brown bananas, I suggest you increase the amount of honey to this mixture to half a cup. Number 2, dissolve the baking powder into the wet mixture. This will prevent you from having any clumps of baking powder in the final banana bread. This banana bread freezes really well, so that's my final tip. Just remember to slice the bread before popping it into the freezer. To serve, you could either take out a slice and pop it into the fridge the night before, or you can take a slice out and pop it in the microwave for about 20 seconds. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and will give it a go. Let me know in the comments below what other recipes you'd like me to try. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you're notified next time I share a recipe. Until next time, keep cooking.